racing, and I know I'll do what I love. I don't know where, I don't know what series, I don't know any of that. But I'll know soon and get that done, and then try to finish this year off with the Wood Brothers the way we need to.
What gives you the confidence that you will have something?
I don't know. I just have talked to a good amount of teams and have a good feeling of where I'm at. And obviously, you're never employed until you sign on the dotted line, and then even still, you don't really trust it until you show up to Daytona. It's just the way the business is. But yeah, I feel good about it, and feel like I've got a good support system around me as far as my family and my management group that's helping me. So I feel good, and I'm able to just focus on the race at hand and try and do the best I can from there.
And last thing, the 100th win for the Wood Brothers.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, obviously, it's been since last Saturday, and it's I think sunk in finally. And I saw a fan with like a 100 wins T-shirt on in the fan zone earlier. So once they make those shirts, it's official, I guess. So just feel good about that, and feel proud to try and make the most out of this opportunity.
Thank you.
You got your mind around the fact that, hey, next week when the playoffs start, I'm part of it, and I've got to come up with a playoff plan.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, we were not in the playoffs going into that weekend, and not really close. But what it has done is gotten us kind of refocused into a spot where I feel like, I can, use this to energize our team, and I feel like we're doing that. We're doing the right things at the race shop to show up with fast Ford Mustangs. We're doing the right thing on, weekdays, week in and week out to prepare, and I think it showed in practice. We were pretty good, yesterday in practice, and just having that new mentality of being a playoff team, and I think we can do it. We just have to execute well and make the most of the opportunity.
How about yourself? Are you pretty confident that you'll be focused to stay on task instead of thinking, this is amazing that I'm here?
Yeah, I think so. I'm lucky I've been there in the Xfinity Series before. I've been in a lot of situations where your nerves are tested, right? And one of them was this past Saturday, right? So I feel like I've been able to power through that and perform well in those scenarios, and almost better in those scenarios sometimes. So I feel like having something to race for is going to be really big for our team.
What's your week been like for you?
Busy. A lot of interviews, a lot more cameras in my face than usual. Like right now, normally I do one of these media things with like 3 or 4 people, but it's been good. It's been really fun to enjoy it. I've enjoyed just preparing for this weekend as well. Like, it has forced you to move on and do the best you can for this weekend. And you have the Southern 500 in front of us today, which is one of the hardest races of the year. So forces you to stay on task, forces you to show up prepared, and that's just what Darlington does. So, I've enjoyed it, but, now it's time to go and try and move on, right? Like, as much as it sucks sometimes, as much as it's great other times, there's always a race next week. So we've got to just treat it that way and move on to the next and use the momentum for this weekend. But once the next week rolls around, there's a lot of, not anxiety, but worry about the next weekend, right? It forces you to get worried about this weekend. What do you need to do to prepare, be physically ready? So it wasn't too hard. It just kind of naturally happened. It's harder to almost celebrate the way you need to enjoy it and remember it the way you should than it is to kind of move on to the next weekend sometimes.
Your win came 10 years to the anniversary of your dad's final NASCAR start. He said
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. He said that was the weekend your sister moved to college. What do you remember from that weekend?
Yeah, I remember it was sad. It's crazy, like you just never knew with him. He was full-time for so long. He won a lot of races. And I remember as a kid just feeling so secure that he would race till he was 65, right? And I remember when he was done and told us that he was done, it was sad for me because I just liked going to the races and watching my dad, but then it turned into being pretty cool just because I was around my dad. When I grew up, he was gone a lot. I spent a lot of time with just my mom, and he had to be gone a lot the way I am now, right? And, it's definitely something that I was sad when it happened, but then, you come to realize the benefits of, being out of the sport and being just a dad again, and I think he enjoyed that as well.
Is there any chance the Wood Brothers will save your winning car, or will it be
I think so. I think they are. I don't know for sure, but I know they have a lot of wins, and I think their 100th for them is really significant. So I that car is in the museum. I think it will be. I have new seat belts this weekend, which means that I'm pretty sure that seat belt is still in that seat of the other car. So I can tell. I was like, okay, they saved those seat belts. So I think the car will be pretty much intact and the way it was, which is really cool.